Should we experiment on the human genome? This is a question that has created a conflict between what we are scientifically able to do with gene editing and what is morally acceptable. I will be looking at the topic of gene editing through both the ethical and the political lenses. Beautiful babies, phenom athletes, and the ability to cure genetic diseases. On the surface, this technology seems both innovative and harmless. But looking through the ethical lens, there are some serious moral obstacles to this new technology. In the US, over 77% of the population is religiously affiliated as of 2018. This could be Christianity, Judaism, Muslim, Buddhism, or any number of other religions that exist today. With this data, it is safe to assume that religion plays a prominent role in our country. So why shouldn't religion play a role in the very controversial issue of gene editing? I decided to focus on the perspectives of three major religions, including Catholicism, Judaism, and Muslim. And although there are some small differences of opinion between these major religions regarding gene editing, for the most part, they all agree that using gene editing therapies in order to restore someone's ability to function at a normal human level is moral. As long as this process does not violate the dignity of the human person, it only affects that person and does not destroy or harm human embryos, it is considered moral. But gene enhancement, on the other hand, is not as accepted. And although religions like Muslim don't outright condemn gene enhancement, there are some serious moral concerns about being able to genetically modify someone with abilities beyond that of a normal human being and being able to change someone's physical features. According to the Catholic Church, this creates a problem of being able to personalize someone and diminishing the value of their life to that of how perfect their genes are. This could create a society that focuses on genes too much and creates disadvantages for people who do not have perfect genes. Judaism also believes that using gene enhancement for sex selection and creating new species by mixing animal and human traits is not considered moral as well. So based on my findings with the ethical lens, I found that gene editing can be used in order to restore someone's function to a normal level. As long as this process only affects that person and does not cause unnecessary suffering, it is considered moral. By using gene enhancement in order to change someone's physical features, unnatural abilities, or intelligence is not moral. It degrades a person's integrity and makes them more of a commodity rather than a human being. After determining that there are serious moral concerns about gene editing, this brings up the question, how do we regulate this ever-growing gene editing technology? With this, I decided to focus on the political lens. Ever since the Asila-Moore Conference in 1975 that brought biomedical scientists together to discuss the future of gene editing, there has been a lot of distrust between the public and leading scientists. The public felt that the scientists were ignoring their opinions, and Senator Ted Kennedy said that the scientists were making public policy and they were making it in private. A lot of people in the scientific community want to be able to self-govern themselves, while the public feels that their opinion should be heard about these controversial issues. And since there are moral concerns about gene editing, that means there needs to be moral leadership that prevents these technologies from degrading the integrity of the human person. This is not a technology that can just be controlled by a scientist's perspective. There needs to be an ethical perspective as well. One possible solution would be to let the Supreme Court decide on whether or not gene editing technologies are ethical. And although the Supreme Court is not perfect, it is the best institution that we have in America to uphold the Constitution, which was made to protect the dignity of all American citizens.
Did your research go in a different direction than you originally expected?
Yes, I was actually going to start with the historical lens, but I was kind of having trouble finding stuff about the historical part, and I eventually stumbled on some political kind of articles that focus on the political lens, and I found that much more interesting, so I decided to go with that path.
Okay, what additional questions emerged from your research, and why are they important?
I was actually going to add an atheism part along with my different religions. I was going to have that perspective as well, but I couldn't find, it's kind of hard to find like a unified opinion because there's not a leading body that kind of makes moral codes for all atheists, so I didn't end up adding that as a different perspective.
Okay, all right, thank you. Another round of applause.